This conference will now be recorded.
Fantastic, and welcome to episode 2 of Behind the Mask, a quick chat with business leaders and leaders of the industry. And today I'm really delighted to be joined with Paul Pavli, previously Punch and a variety of exec roles at the moment. So Paul, welcome.
Hey Nick, thank you for having me. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. As we talked about earlier, it's strange times yet again. So off we go. So thanks for asking, Paul. What have you been up to since you left Punch, mate?
Yeah, it's been a really good time actually. I've been really lucky enough for the last 18 months or so to do a variety of things, albeit in a weird place because the first 10 months were around Brexit and that vote in December last year about leaving, etc. And then more recently with COVID. So that's been really interesting. But been lucky enough, done a few big consultancy projects for a number of businesses, helping them understand, I guess, two main things really: their purpose and then what their 3-year plan might look like for their business. Helping a number of businesses, other than that, looking at their operational efficiencies and also sort of finances and their financial plans, which could be better. I act as NED for 2 businesses, the BII awarding body, but also a company called Bums on Seats, who are helping businesses with their sales strategy, sort of a white labeled sales team. One of my sort of fun and more rewarding roles over the last year or so has been as an advisor for Only Pavement Away, and that great charity that Greg set up. I know that you're really close to it as well. And I guess I sort of refer to that as really great fun, but also really rewarding when we do some really good stuff there. I've been a volunteer advisor for an organisation called Altogether, which has been offering during COVID, CEOs and business leaders pro bono business support, business advice, mentoring, and coaching through COVID to help them get their businesses through. I invested in 2 small tech startups in the hospitality space. One of them is a company called Bawimi. They are all about getting brand owners' drinks into consumers' hands. And the second one's a company called Fetch, who are operating in that order and pay app space, but they've got some really cool functions around their app. And then, as well as that, I'm also really lucky enough to be part of the Plan B mentor program, and I've currently got 3 mentees I'm helping on their personal career journey in the industry, from casual dining and the pub industries. So been quite busy. Really enjoyed the last 18 or so months. Yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, no, you've been a busy boy then. I know you've been involved in quite a few projects. I wasn't quite aware of all of those. I know Dawn, my business partners, got involved with you with a couple of things. I'm not sure if it's Plan B altogether, but it sounds quite rewarding and of benefit to individuals that just need that mentoring and just to talk through, I suppose. So, right, what are your thoughts, Paul? Across the pub sector, because of the amount of businesses you're talking to, what strategies are being put in place to recover from the second lockdown?
Yeah, it's a really interesting point actually. And I guess today we sort of sit here this morning, and this is day 1 of lockdown 2.0. And I think businesses are in a better place planning for lockdown 2, i.e. they know what's happening, they know what they need to do, and they know what's going to happen for the next 4 or so weeks. But I just think that it's going to be worse because of the time of the year we're in now. And they've just started to not even recover, just started to find their feet after the first lockdown, and suddenly we got another 4-week closure. Is it 4 weeks or is it going to be 6 weeks or so? My gut feeling is that I'm not sure we're going to have the reduction in numbers the government need in 4 weeks, and I can see it becoming, my best guess will be December 12th or 14th when we manage to reopen again under some sort of tier guidance structure. So I still think December is going to be really tough. So I think the next 4 weeks for some businesses, unfortunately, are going to be catastrophic. Businesses need that December party income, and with uncertainty about a definite opening date, I think it's going to be quite tough. What have I seen? I've seen really great communication in the last week or so, and this morning to consumers. And I guess I get it from businesses that I visit and I subscribe with about their plans, about what's happening during the next 4 weeks. And I've seen some great financial planning by businesses that I'm involved with over the next 6 months. So, okay, we're going to lose 4 weeks of sales. We're probably going to lose 6 weeks of sales. December's going to be really, really tough. How can I maximise that? What does Jan look like? And they're planning through to the end of March, because that's when the VAT helped will stop, and also business rates. So they're planning through to the known support dates, the government helping them out. So I've seen really good planning, really good communications, but it's going to be really, really tough out there for businesses over the next few weeks.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I think certainly the businesses I'm talking to, Paul, as well, it's planning, it's tough, but I think it is a big learning curve. Got to be careful with sort of any optimism, really, I think, at the moment, because it is incredibly insensitive. And you know, I know people are struggling. My thought process, you know, when you mention the time of year, you know, and I really feel for people's stability and mental health as well, you know, through all these challenges. But I think together with an amount of support and positivity, and the support that we've got from the government is going to be incredibly helpful. You know, however tough. So on to my next question. With people moving back to their home countries, employee demographics will certainly start to shift. What are your thoughts, Paul, on, do you believe a skill shortage is coming?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I guess, you know, I think it's a real shame that we're losing, you know, such amazing skilled workers who are deciding to go back home. And it could be because of Brexit, or it could be because of the current, I guess, pandemic, and maybe their fears of losing their jobs. In essence, we're losing really great people that add so much to our industry, you know, that make it much richer for having all these different cultures in it, you know. And I think that's been really great about, you know, the UK hospitality market over the last 10 or so years. It's just had a real mix of, you know, homegrown talent, and also, you know, European and worldwide experience talent. And that's a real shame. I think in the short term, businesses have got bigger issues to worry about right now, about recovering from COVID, and they're not really going to miss that. They're not going to notice that miss of that rich culture that's coming to the UK. You know, forecast unemployment over the next, you know, few months by early 2021 of 10%, which is going to mean that, you know, when businesses are looking to recruit staff, once they do start to recover, that they're going to have a plethora of people applying for those roles. Unfortunately, they're going to be one dynamic. They're going to be UK-based individuals rather than possibly more Europeans coming in. So hopefully that'll be a good pool of candidates, though, to pick from. And I think where that richness might come from in the future is people from, you know, UK people, but from other industries, where other industries are also in trouble and closing, and people are losing their roles in other industries, who may turn to hospitality for a new career. So I think we may replace that, I call it the European culture, with a different mix of UK people working in hospitality who may be forming a new career in hospitality. So I'm just hopeful that we still get that rich culture and diversity in our industry, but maybe from a different place in the short term.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think it's a tough one, isn't it, really? I mean, the good thing about all of this is that hospitality has been put in the spotlight, and hopefully that the attraction methods are, you know, for bringing new talent into the industry, and hopefully hanging on to not losing too much talent is incredibly important. It's something that I suppose as an industry we've been campaigning for quite some time, to make hospitality a career of choice. But you know, with the challenges, we've certainly seen, you know, the resilience of our industry, which is good.
And hopefully, you know, you made a point there about, you know, we've been chatting about the industry over the last few months, and hopefully people that didn't work in it before have seen, you know, how hardworking and resilient these guys have been, and how much they've helped them have a great experience, and thinking, well, I could do that. You know, they're having great fun. They're giving me a good experience. I want to be part of that team, and I want to have a career in hospitality. I think the key thing is that we do bring people into the industry, and it may be only in the short. Somebody may think it's a short term until they find their new IT or their new retail job, and then hopefully they fall in love with it like we all did, and stay in the industry for a long time.
Well, that's it, and I think the you know, the case studies are here. You know, if you don't mind me saying, you know, yourself and many other business leaders being key to what, you know, what can be achieved in an industry that's you know, dare I say it, being viewed as short of skill and you know, not a career of choice. So let's not go into that too much. What do we need to do to focus on attracting new talent, Paul?
I think individual businesses need to be part of their community, so to really sort of engage, I guess, and then you know, people will know what they're about and how they go about things. I sort of thought about this and thought, well, I think it's about how do we try and attract young people into the industry, possibly through apprenticeships, possibly through sort of more junior roles, especially right now. Some of these young people now are at university, possibly not enjoying that experience because of what they're having to live through, I guess, and maybe their younger siblings are thinking, well, I don't want to do that. So how do we try and attract younger talent into the industry through apprenticeships, through more junior career roles, where they grow with the business they're in and the industry. I think we need to give those people a career map, show them what they can achieve when even before they join us. Come and work with us, and here's your career plan for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And you really can make it from, what's the phrase? It's from the floor to the boardroom sort of thing. Maybe maybe we need a more catchier phrase. Show them how we can develop their skills as individuals working in our business, skills that they'll use in their life, really, and whether it's in a career outside of hospitality, whether it's in skill goals. Make it fun, make working in this industry fun, and that might mean being flexible. A young 19-year-old son of one of my best friends has just got a job in a local pub, and he still gets his shifts for next week on Sunday. And you think, well, just give these guys, tell them their shifts, a week ahead. Let them plan for stuff. I think how we attract new talent into the industry. I think the big thing is about opening our mind as recruiters, about being more flexible. I don't mean recruiters, i.e. recruiters like you guys. I'm talking about businesses. When you're recruiting for a role, be open-minded about who you're looking for. Find a great person, and help them learn your business. Don't necessarily close down because you only want to recruit somebody with experience in this industry already. Just be more open about who you're looking to recruit for. Just have a look at that personal profile, the person profile for that role, and just make it more flexible, and just think about the individual you're recruiting rather than the skills they got today. None of us had the skills we've got today when we started our last role. So just help people grow into that role. So just be more open, really, and try and attract new talent. If we don't open our minds, we're going to keep attracting the same people, over and over again.
Yeah, no, I like that, Paul. I really like that, actually. I think good people are going to be good people wherever they are, because they've already got the character and the discipline and all those key qualities and personability. So everything else can be taught, and we look at that, but experience it's something maybe we got caught up on, and there's a time and a place, don't get me wrong, and I think the change of the thought process is something that it's been forced upon us, and what you choose to do with that is down to you, me, and us, really. So fun, hard work, and surrounded by opportunities, I think, is probably a message that's key, I guess. Okay, so you're working with different people. I know Amber at Bums on Seats is driving a lot of sales for a lot of people. Incredible work that she's doing. What is Christmas looking like? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, because is it 4 weeks? Is it 2 weeks? How do you try and make it bigger? So I guess I've just written down 7 tips here that I would give for Christmas. So the first thing is, and this is I've stolen this from Amber and the Bums on Seats team. So I've shamelessly stolen some stuff. I believe in stealing really good things and sharing them. So the first thing is, how do you extend Christmas? How do you make it longer? How do you extend into December, into January? So whatever you do, extend Christmas as long as you can into January. People are going to want to come out and have a great time. People had a pent up desire after lockdown 1. They're going to have it again in 2, 3, or 4 weeks time. Extend Christmas. Pick up the phone, make new connections, talk to people, let them know what you're doing. Think about gift vouchers for people to buy for their friends to come and experience your offer in January as Christmas presents. Consider meal kits and home delivery for the periods that you're shut, and maybe even early into December for those that can't visit restaurants and bars and pubs, etc. Maybe think about rewarding your customers, your regulars and your loyal customers for booking in December and January. How can you try and maximize repeat bookings for people? Get your house in order. Make sure that when they come out to you, it's a brilliant experience. I have this hatred of black and yellow tape over seats that you can't use, or urinals you're not supposed to use. So just make the experience wonderful. and really maximise those key days. Christmas Day, people are going to want to come out and have fun because they've been locked up for 4 weeks in November and for 4 months earlier in the year. So make those big days a massive experience to people, not just somebody coming out to have a bite to eat. It's an experience. Just maximise those key days.
Fantastic and very well stolen, Paul. But yeah, it's great. The key thing I've really picked up on that is well, two things with the experience and learning to give that experience. And the businesses that have done that have not surprisingly done well. Through the periods between the lockdowns and extending Christmas. It's been a worry, hasn't it? But for lots of people, yeah, to think differently and think ahead, and part of Christmas happening in January.
Why not?
It's got to happen. It's got to happen, really. And people to enjoy their lives on the back of the great work. So listen, Paul, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. We only met each other fairly recently, but yeah, I certainly plan to keep in touch and do great things with you, mate. So yeah, thank you so much.
Cheers, Nick. Thanks very much. Take care.
Cheers. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.